University.
Radio Ichengelo, restoring everything in Christ with love and truth. A good afternoon with the main news. I'm Clara Singer. The headlines: Trust in God. Empower people living with albinism. And Nkana sends Manfred Chavinga on leave. And now the news in detail. As the Church observes the second Sunday of Advent today, a Catholic priest is urging Christians to trust in God. Father Bernard Kapemba of St. Mary's Our Lady of Perpetual Help Parish in Mendolo has encouraged people not to lose hope in God despite the challenges they were facing. Father Kapemba has since encouraged Christians to do away with pride, hatred, and drug addiction as they prepare for the birth of Jesus Christ. Father Kapemba said this in his homily during Mass. In his homily, when he celebrated Mass attended by PF Secretary General Davis Mwila, Nkana Member of Parliament Alexander Chiteme, Mines Minister Richard Musugwa, and Patriotic Front Kobabo Provincial Chairperson Nathan Chanda, among other Patriotic Front officials.
Including Christmas, Napoleon, Visa, Age Government, English Management, Community Studio. If I live in Putin, Napoleon, which was one and very town, what that was said, you create young. I mean, it's a issue of violence. But we have to see more,
And Father Kapemba has called on political parties, families, and small Christian communities to embrace reconciliation. A woman living with albinism, Grace Choma, has urged governments to consider empowering people living with this skin condition. Choma observed that people with albinism have not benefited from the various empowerment programs like other persons living with disabilities. Chama said this when she featured on Radio Chengelo's Open Talk program last Friday that focused on World Disability Day, which is observed annually on December 3.
Kutwafilishaako okutwikatanya okufaya baleetwafako effe bengafa ababashiranda efo bengafa n'abashimona efo bengafa naifo benfema ubinos nomba kati abanesu balasanga kutagaka chance nomba ifwedingi fema ubinos tabatuwika musana so idingi kulabo kukwata kofera kukwata kwati ichikongota ukwete ko.
On the same program, a board chairperson of an organization called Ray of Hope for the Aged and Disabled of Zambia, Musa Kafimbwa, assured people living with albinism that government has rolled out a number of empowerment programs targeting every Zambian.
Neglected. Society consider
It's not a dream. Government has kick-started programs concerning empowerment in different parts of this country and it's coming to this. Let us consider disabled people like any other, and that these people we feel by the party wheelchair, others are even more wiser than other people that can even run. So the principal line is that we are trying to demonstrate what love is to these people, and we feel together we can.
A 17-year-old pupil of Kabulonga Boys Secondary School has died after being attacked by a group of pupils from Twin Palm Secondary School. Ryan Perry, who later died at UTH, is reported to have been in the company of 3 friends who ran away after being attacked at an area between Malata and Twin Palm. Police spokesperson Esther Mwatakatongo said in a statement that golf sticks are alleged to have been used in the act that occurred on a Friday last week around 10 hours. In a related development, an 18-year-old pupil of Lusaka High School is admitted at UTH after being assaulted by fellow pupils last Friday. Government has challenged local business entities to embrace networking. Youth and Sports Minister Emmanuel Mulenga said the business community can achieve more by supporting each other. Speaking at a cocktail organized by the Ndola Chamber of Commerce at Levi Manawasa Stadium, Mr. Mulenga, who is also Ndola Central Member of Parliament, described the year ending 2020 as challenging owing to COVID-19 and the energy deficit. And Ndola Chamber President John Samaras said it was good that businesses managed to survive this year amidst various economic shocks. Patriotic Front National Chairperson for Mobilization, Richard Musukwa, says the ruling party enjoys the relationship and exists between DPF and the church. Speaking when he graced the fundraising prayer breakfast at UCZ's St. Luke congregation yesterday, Mr. Musukwa said the church continues to play an important role in the development of the country. Mr. Musukwa, who donated 100,000 kwacha towards the church's fundraising venture, also urged the Christians to support the clergy.
Cities and government are partners in development and like to make a change to ensure that they support government in delivering development across the country of Zambia. So, kama watu wa kuwaeleza vile mradi wetu, yes, support them. Kule tunacho waleta kushoto ndio shaka kwa serikali ya as any members in both Finland, and it's our job. And if you support one way,
And Minister in charge, Reverend Weston Simwinga, revealed that 120,000 kwacha is required to complete the construction of the new church building and help people supporting the project.
Has been very effective, and this has posed a challenge to our members to complete this change. Because it has taken long, there has been temptations to change the beauty, plans, and designs to suit the current duties in our small way to raise finances for this building. And so we have managed to raise 120,000 kwacha, which has been paid to the contractor who gave us
In sports, Nkana coach Manfred Chavinga has become the latest casualty to be sent on forced leave as the Super League auction continues. According to a statement by the Public Relations Unit, Chavinga's indefinite leave is immediate effect and that the club will avail more details on the matter in due course. The Cato side, who have just qualified for the pre-group stage of the CAF Champions League after urging Bantu FC of Lesotho, are currently lying 16 on the Super Division table with 3 games in hand. This news broadcast comes to you in the community service of Radio Ichengelo with the compliments of Moose Milling and the Zambia Catholic University. And now the international news is monitored from the BBC. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said war makes for men heartless and savaged them when he received the Nobel Peace Prize less than a year ago, only for him to now wage a military operation in his own country. Over about 3 weeks period, his troops fought their way through a Tigray night up in the north of Ethiopia to oust the region's military party, the Tigray People's Liberation Front TPLF, accusing it of attacking a federal military base. A former guerrilla movement which first rose to power in 1991, Tigray was the last political bastion of the TPLF after it lost control of the federal government to Mr. Abiy in 2018. U.S. President Donald Trump has held his first rally after losing the U.S. presidential election. The event in Georgia comes before key Senate runoff elections there in January, which would decide control of the upper house. Mr. Trump has repeatedly refused to admit his defeat and made numerous unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud. In his speech on Saturday, however, the president seemed to admit his loss, claiming his foreign policy measures could be reversed soon due to the incoming Democratic president-elect. Crucial negotiations to secure a post-Brexit trade deal between the UK and the EU are to resume later. UK chief Brexit negotiator Lord Frost will meet EU counterpart Michael Barnier in Brussels to try to bridge the two sides' significant differences. A UK source told the BBC that it could be the final throw of the dice to agree a deal before the end of the year. BBC political correspondent Chris Mason said the mood was downbeat, but both sides still wanted a deal. To end the main news, a reminder on stories that made headlines. Trust in God. Empower people living with albinism. And Nkana sends coach Manfred Chavinga on leave. There we end the main news. Good afternoon.